Welcome to Live Well with Banter, a new podcast produced by Stuff Productions for Live Well with Cancer. I'm your host, Ben Elliott, from Live Well with Cancer and Transformational Learning, or to regulars at the Live Well Hub, Maureen's son. I'm here today with a very special guest, Nicola Gold, from the Grief Circle and many other organisations. Welcome, Nicola. How are you feeling?
Yeah, thanks, Ben, for the welcome. I'm feeling a little bit nervous, but okay, yeah. Good to be here.
I feel privileged to have you here because I know there was part of you that didn't want to do it, but I manipulated you into doing so with a pact with Jenny Johns. So it's great that we've had these two, and doing them back to back's been lovely. It feels like a pair of podcasts.
Yeah.
Have you done a podcast before?
I've never. This is my first time.
And we'll find out if you'll do another one again.
We'll see.
Well, we've got a few things we want to talk about today. Mm-hmm. So we'll talk about a project very close to my heart, Live Well with Healthy Habits. Mm-hmm. We'll have some fun questions, and then we'll talk about Live Well with Cancer. Okay. But first, I would like to talk about the Grief Circle and the work you've been doing there. So just could you give me a little bit of background in terms of how that started?
Yeah, of course. So I started the Grief Circle about a year and a half ago. I used to work for a bereavement charity where I was doing one-to-one counselling. And then when I was in that charity, a lot of people were asking about group work, if there's any groups that they could go to. A lot of people were feeling like they didn't have spaces where they could talk about grief outside of the counselling. They felt like people felt awkward about having those conversations, or they were worried about upsetting them. There was lots of reasons why those conversations weren't happening. And so they were looking for sort of some places where they could go and talk about grief and show up how they were feeling and know that that was understood and it was okay to show up like that without like a strong front or hiding things. So I thought I'd apply to the National Lottery and see if I could get some funding, and I got the funding, so that was the start of it. And it just went from there.
What's the difference when you're talking about grief from like a one-to-one to a group?
Well, I think even though everybody is so different, everybody's grief is their own, and we're also individual with that. You know, it's like as individual as our fingerprint, our grief is that individual. There's something about being in that shared experience with other people who are also grieving that can be a very powerful thing. You know, so as well as what I'm offering as a facilitator, listening and interacting with other people in the group can bring so much to people, because although we are very different and unique in grief, there's some threads that are very common, and there's that resonance and that understanding, and people can feel, oh, well, I'm not actually alone with that anymore. Someone else feels like that, or someone understands me. I don't feel like I'm going crazy because I'm feeling this. This is a normal thing about grief. And so, I think that's the powerful experience of the group.
How would a session go? Do you have like a plan, or is it more of a see what's in the room?
We do have a structure. So there's 8 weeks and they're weekly sessions, and each week has a different theme. So
is it like a same group? So it's like
yes. So the people who come to Grief Circle, it's a closed group. So we have a maximum of 6 people. And then those 6 people stay with the group for the 8 weeks of support. And that helps to encourage people to feel safe and to feel like they can start to open up, that there's not going to be any new people coming in where they have to go over things again or repeat things. And it can really help feeling comfortable in the group, not having anybody new come in. So those 6 people stay, or it might be less if there's less people. And the sessions are an hour and a half long, and they take place in different locations in North Shields mainly. One of them is Live Well with Cancer.
Yeah.
And so each week we have a different theme, but what a lot of the group is just talking and sharing. But there's also an element of education. Like I might go through some of the things that are normal with grief, how grief might manifest, physically, emotionally, psychologically. There's lots of different things of how grief can manifest. And we can go through that. We go through some grief theories. Some people propose some theories to help people understand grief. We go through that. We do some creative exercises. We make memory jars to talk about different memories, which is really nice activity. And it's all an invitation, so nobody's forced to do anything. We offer it to the group, and if they want to do it, they do. And if not, they can sit and they can still participate, but just they don't have to do the activities. But the thing about it is people will come out of Grief Circle and people will all have got different things from it, So for some people it is that acceptance to talk and share whatever you're feeling. That's really powerful for them. For some people, making the memory jar and connecting with the positive memories has been really important, because for a long time they might have only been able to think about the trauma of the end when their person had died. And so there's lots of different things that people find useful in Grief Circle. But it is it's a gentle space where people can get that whatever they need out of it, but it's also a powerful space.
I can imagine. I bet the connections built between that. So if you've got a group of 6 over 8 weeks, that's a lot of time talking about very personal stuff. I imagine the connections coming from that are very powerful.
Yeah. And the nice thing is, after Grief Circle, because it is 8 weeks of support, but often people will go away and form their own little groups, and they'll continue those connections in different sorts of ways. And so I often hear of people who I bump into them in the street and they're like, "Oh, we still meet." And, it's nice to know that little communities are forming, little pockets of communities where people are getting supported.
That's lovely. And that's genuine empowerment, isn't it? And that's creating something that lives beyond the project. So that really is a good thing. How is it on you? I imagine in terms of your own kind of well-being, when in them spaces, I imagine it's heavy at times.
It can be heavy at times, but it's also very uplifting to see the support in the room, and also to be able to be part of the work that I do. It's a real privilege. I make sure I've got plenty of self-care in place, so that helps me. I used to do Grief Circle with another counsellor, and that was quite nice as well, because we had that support there. I do it by myself now, and it still works really well. And so I just make sure that I balance it out with things that I enjoy to do myself, that, take me a little bit away from what I've been doing and bring me back to a grounded place.
Yeah. So what are them 8 topics? So what would the 8 weeks look like? Is it always the same?
I get a sense of the group on week 1 of where people would like to go. It isn't always the same, but there are some common things that we would do. Like on week 1, I have these cards that have a lot of the different manifestations of grief on. We lay them out all over the table, and people may look at them and they might resonate with a couple and pick them out, and maybe might talk about why they've picked the card out. So that can be a really useful activity. We also do, as I said, the memory jar. That's another one. We do a nice exercise called the whirlpool of grief, and it's like this picture that somebody talked about grief in a pictorial form, because they said it was hard for them to put words in. It's like a river going into a waterfall, then there's a whirlpool, and then it goes on to a river. And on a bit, there's some rocks and a pool, and different bits of that picture represent different things. Like the river is the river of your life before your person died, and the waterfall is kind of like how people may experience that grief. It's like you're falling, you're out of control. It may feel like, there's a sense of disbelief, a falling, and then you're in this whirlpool where it's hard to really grab hold of things, where you're feeling very disorientated. And then there's the rocks, which is grief can be physical. It can come out in the body. And then there's the pool at the side, and we can sometimes get stuck in the difficult emotions, and it can be hard to function. And then it comes down to another bit of the river, and that's where we start to sort of rebuild, and we try to adjust to life while we're carrying our grief, and we go along a different bit of the river, and it's like we can't go back to that bit of the river, but it's hopeful that you can go to a meaningful and fulfilling life, but in a different bit of the river.
Yeah.
So we use colouring pens and we colour that in and do different things with that.
That's cool.
So, yeah.
I heard post-traumatic growth yesterday for the first time, and does that happen quite often in with the grief, or is that a slightly different thing? Because I know trauma and grief are two different things, but there must be a lot of overlap between the two.
Yeah, there can be a lot of overlap between the two. I mean, trauma, there can often be trauma associated when somebody dies. It can be a very traumatic time for people. And sometimes people express their grief by putting themselves in a position where they're building a project, or they're trying to make a positive difference, or they're memorializing their loved one by doing a certain thing. And so it can be a lot of growth in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you find much difference between like the grief circle work and the counselling work? Are they very separate, or is there overlap there?
I guess the counselling work I do on a one-to-one is different to the group work. I think there's a very different dynamic with group work, and every group is very different, depending on who's in the group. And so for me, as a counsellor, working with a group is very different to working on a one-to-one. I've got to be aware of those dynamics, make sure everybody's getting what they need out of the group, and that that everybody's getting their space to share, that everybody is getting a chance to talk, and that people are getting what they need out of it. So that can be different.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, that's all very worthwhile stuff, and thanks so much for sharing. I think we should transition now into a bit of healthy habits, if you're up for it. Lovely.
Yeah.
So, as you know, I like to say this every time, just in case there's any new viewers. Live Well with Healthy Habits is a project very close to my heart, and it's based around the Wellbeing 9 a day, which is best understood as the 3 pillars of wellness. So the first pillar is your journey in life, and that's how you move from the past to the present and into the future. Second pillar is about your health. Which is mental health, physical health, fitness, and emotional well-being. And then we've got your relationships. So that's how you connect with other people, your relationship with yourself, and then your relationship with the food and you drink you put in your body. So I've got a question for each of the habits.
Okay, sounds good.
What's one intention for the future?
One intention for the future? I really want to bring more creativity into my life, because I love creativity. So I would love to bring a dance class, or join a choir, or something around the arts, because at the minute I don't have that at the minute in my life, and I love singing and dancing, and so that's my intention, to bring that in, to find a regular space just to do that.
And you mean actually do it rather than because you do a lot of teaching?
Yeah, not teaching. Do a lot of teaching of all of that sort of things, but just for me to express myself as a dancer or express myself as a singer. Yeah.
And is that ballet dance, or is it all kinds of dance?
I would love to find a ballet dance class that I could go to, because that is my main thing that I really enjoy. But I mean, I would also like to learn some of the styles they do on Strictly, because I've never done that either. I think that would be really fun. So yeah, dance in some way coming in would be great. And I just love singing, and I would love to sing in a choir, because there's something great about all singing together. It's very uplifting.
Well, you did an amazing job with the Live Well choir.
Well, thanks. Yeah, well, that was our lovely Peter's idea. And he got us all together to sing, and I can't tell you how much that really meant to me, because it got me connected back with singing in a group just for me rather than teaching. And I really, really loved it. So I think that sparked off this whole, I would like to join a choir now and get that into my life in the future.
What I loved about that one as well, it was so nice seeing the Live Well choir, but then you had all of your dance students as well on stage together at the Linskill, and it was just it was wonderful to see you kind of bouncing between the two.
I know, it was quite, I didn't quite take it into the fact that we'd be on opposite sides of the stage and the kids were on that side, and I'd have to get across from one side to the other of the stage. But yeah, it worked quite well. It was lovely, everybody working together from age 4 years old up to us,
Yeah, totally.
the adult choir.
It was amazing. It was really, really good. And because obviously I bottled it, to be fair. I probably should have been in the choir, all
I
things.
know you've got a great voice,
I've
Ben.
got
I
a
don't know why you
wonderful-
weren't in it.
I think it was too much on. Too much on and a reluctant. The thing with me is, if I commit, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
But then if I'd committed and I'd done it, that would have been me at the Liverpool Hub from before 9 in the morning till after 9 at night. And those are long days. Those are long days.
Yeah, looking after those boundaries you were.
Yeah, and I would have enjoyed it. There was also rumours of me and you doing Dirty Dancing at the Catwalk Cabaret, which I bottled as well. The stage calls to me, but there's something in us that also wants to reject the stage as well. Because I've got the ego and the confidence, but I don't necessarily have the. I'm not sure what's missing. I'm not sure what's missing. I've never really done it, in terms of being on stage, but there's always been an interest there.
Yeah. Maybe there's a little step in between, like doing a duet of Dirty Dancing, and maybe there's something that might build up to that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, one of the things I want to do is go on Strictly. I would love to go on Strictly Come Dancing, like for real, because I think it would be an amazing thing, and an opportunity to learn. I mean, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity to learn dancing, which I wouldn't do otherwise. But obviously, I'm living in a little bit of dreamland there.
Oh, it'd be so cool, wouldn't it? I would love to do that as well.
Yeah, it'd be so
That's
good.
on my dream list too.
Do you have like a dance that you'd want to do on Strictly?
On Strictly?
Is it like a tango or rumba?
I would love to do the American Smooth, because like you're kind of doing the old style kind of dancing that is just, I just love that style.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Do you have a song in mind for what that would be? That's a hard question. I don't know. I'm coming at you with a big one.
Don't know. I'm not sure about that one, but I would definitely love to do that style with the big floaty dress and everything. I think if I was going in Strictly, I'd be more on the ballroom side than the Latin side.
Yeah.
I think after doing dancing, I'd be a bit, I would find the Latin quite hard to relax into, but the ballroom, I think, I would love that.
Amazing. Next up, what's your favourite thing that keeps you present in the moment?
Present in the moment. I love doing Reiki.
All right.
And like whenever I'm feeling a bit all over the place, if I can just connect with Reiki and just like channel it through me, I feel very present.
Right.
But I also
like Reiki to yourself?
Yeah, you can give Reiki to yourself.
Oh wow!
So I found that a massive tool for me. I've been doing it since I was like about 20.
Right.
And so it's really helpful for me. You can actually, do Reiki on yourself whenever you want, or you can just connect to Reiki.
Wow.
And it can help you feel more aligned and more present.
I never thought about that. When you answered that initially, I was like, because you're in the room and you're focused and it's all in there, but doing it to yourself is a brilliant thing.
Yeah.
So what does that look like? Is it like meditating kind of in a way, or is it?
Well, you can just, it's like an energy that comes through. So you can do it with eyes open, eyes closed. You can do it sitting meditating. I can do it right now while I'm sitting with you. It's just like a really lovely tool. Once you're attuned to Reiki, then it's there for you whenever you want it. So,
do you have a preference between doing Reiki on yourself or with other people?
I like receiving Reiki off other people.
Oh, right. The third option. Yeah. Nice.
But that's nice because you can just relax and then feel the Reiki. But I love giving Reiki to other people as well, because when I'm the channel for Reiki, I'm also receiving as well. So when I do my sessions, like helping people with Reiki, then I get a lot out of them myself.
Yeah. What's one bad habit that you should let go?
I have quite a lot of bad habits that I should let go. What's one bad habit? Which one? I probably need more balance in my life. I have a tendency to, because I love the work that I do, and I don't even know it's a bad habit, but like I tend to just work a lot of hours, and I don't notice when I'm getting a bit burned out until I feel a bit burned out. So one bad habit would be, one habit I'd like to improve on is to put more spaces in where I just like have time just to do whatever it feels right in the moment, just to be able to feel what do I need to do in this time, rather than just always having a plan of I need to do this and this.
Yeah, I'm always amazed by how much you do, and it's the breadth of what you do. So you've got grief circle, you've got one-to-one counselling, you've got Reiki, you've got dance students, you've got choir, and it's like I don't know how you're fitting all of this in. I'm busy, but you're even busier.
I do have a lot of like energy,
Yeah.
like to kind of do lots of things. But yes, I could do with taking more rest spaces.
Yeah.
But yeah, with all the things I do, I just love them so much. I just want to do them all the time.
Yeah. And that's a wonderful thing. It's nice to
Yeah.
be spoiled for choice and things you love, because a lot of people don't have that.
Yeah.
So, but you do need to have the space.
Yeah. And I think there's a lot of things that are non-work related that are also really fun that I could actually bring in more of. So that would be good to do that.
Yeah, no, brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, that's your journey. That's the first 3 habits. We're rocking on really nice. Next up, we're going to talk about your health.
Yes.
So what are you learning about currently?
I am constantly learning about loads of stuff to do with counselling and psychotherapy. It's an amazing career where like you're constantly developing yourself as well as like doing your job. It's like I'm always changing with it. And so like I just have a passion for reading books about it, listen to podcasts and social media, finding lots on that. So I would say that's what I'm learning the most about.
Yeah, but you're learning on multiple different levels as well, because I'm guessing each session is a learning process in and of itself in terms of getting to know yourself and your clients, reading about it and listening to things about it. But then you do courses and different things like that on top of which is more formalized learning. So
and the more I learn, the more I realize there's even more to learn.
Yeah.
So it's really great that way.
Yeah, and it's wonderful to have that passion about it, and so useful, really, because when you're learning about like mental health and well-being in general, you can apply it to yourself just as much as you can to your clients. So it's kind of double win, isn't it? Which is a lovely thing to have. Oh, really, really nice. I think I know the answer to this one, but I might be wrong. What's your favorite way of moving?
Well, actually, I love dancing, but I also love Pilates.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Got 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like going for walks, but I'm a really fair weather walker. I like going for walks in the summer.
We'll see you in April outside.
I don't like being cold, so
Yeah.
but I do love like walking when it's a nice day. But yes, I love Pilates and I love to dance. Yeah.
Yeah. Where do you do your Pilates?
Well, I'm a Pilates teacher as well.
Oh, wow. Oh,
so so sort of in my classes, but at home on my own as well.
Yeah.
I like getting in my own zone with it because I like to do it mindfully with some.
How do you find that leading yourself with Pilates?
All right. Yes.
Do you have like routines that are just kind of there, or is it?
I like to just let it flow to what. I don't have a set plan.
Yeah.
Even in my classes, like because I have my repertoire of exercises, but I love doing my class because we do it in like a really darkened room with just fairy lights on.
Nice.
And really connected to the breath. So it's really mindful and it's like a real, even though we work hard in it, it's like a real reset on all levels for your nervous system as well. So yeah, that's the kind of way I like to do it. I just like to flow with it.
Those mind body sessions are the one, like on there too. I know when I'm more yoga, I do the odd Pilates and I'm always the only bloke in there, but yoga's a bit more kind of an even, well, not even split, but there's a few more guys in there. And Pilates, I love the connection of the mind and the breath and the and that kind of being present in the moment. And you just, even though you can feel tired afterwards, you feel energized at the same time. There's a really beautiful dichotomy going on in your body where you're like, okay, I'm tired and I want to eat, but I feel really good and I feel positive about what I've just done. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. I didn't know you were a Pilates instructor.
Yeah.
So many strings to the bow.
Yeah.
Really, really nice.
Been doing that for a while now, so yeah, I love it. But,
That's lovely. And then last one in your health. If you could do one thing now that you enjoy, what would it be?
How do you mean?
So like, what do you enjoy? So if you had a genie and you could do anything you like right now, what would that be?
Right now?
Not necessarily right now. What in the near future? I don't want to be too prescriptive. The genie is not so demanding. You can say, like, so for instance, my enjoys were I love going to the movies or going on holidays and different things like that. They're the kind of things where it's like when I go on holiday and I've arrived someplace, that's when I'm like, I'm really happy now. Yeah. Everything's left behind and home. I'm just here to enjoy myself.
Yeah.
I always feel that way.
If I could do one thing now, I would probably really enjoy to go somewhere nice and warm and sunny, probably by a beach with my family, with my boys and with my husband. And then I would like to put my yoga mat on the beach and facing the sea. And I would probably just sit there and just like enjoy the sun and maybe do a bit of yoga on the beach.
That's the thing about holidays as well, though. Like, being there is the point, and I think we lose that sometimes in day-to-day life because it's that thing of what's the next thing, what's the next thing, what's the next thing. Whereas when you're on holidays, like, this is the thing. There's no next thing. I'm just here. It's sunny. I'm doing the water. I've got a lovely view. I'm with the people I love. What more could I really ask for? Where would you go?
Well,
if the genie wants an itinerary.
I haven't been on that many holidays, to be honest, but when I went to Corfu, there's something quite magical about being in Corfu. It was a very spiritual place. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I love the Mediterranean. It's got that lovely kind of, it's not too hot, but you get the sun, you get a bit of everything.
The warm sea, all of that. It's great. Yeah.
And really good answers, really good. And then final 3, we're going to look at relationships. So first up, what's your favourite way of connecting with people?
I really like connecting with people where I feel on a similar wavelength too. So that can be in different settings. I'm not that keen on going out to pubs and things like that, but I like going to, like, say, my Reiki shares. I like going to them. I like going out for, like, coffees with friends, things like that. So different sorts of ways of connecting. Yeah.
Would you rather be in a group or one-to-one?
It depends. I prefer to be, if I was going to be in a group, it would be in a smaller group.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like one-to-one as well.
Yeah. No.
So long as it's people I feel, like, comfortable and relaxed with. I'm good with that.
No, lovely. And this is a good one, and by the sound of it, you've got some nice routines. What self-care do you need?
Lots of different things, really. Part of my counselling, my self-care, is to go to my dancing job because it's a complete contrast. So, like, with my dancing job, I'm working with children, I'm dancing about, I'm doing things, moving my body. It's very light and it's fun, and that is part of my self-care. I really like that. But yeah, just spending time with my family. I like having I like anything that's complementary therapies.
Right.
That's good. Yeah. Just listening to music is part of my self-care. Singing is part of my self-care. There's something about having a really good sing in the car that I feel brilliant after it. I think it's like the breath that you use when you're singing, and it's like,
it's magic singing in the car.
It's great.
What's your favourite song to sing in the car?
Oh, I like singing lots of things. I like singing things from musicals.
Me too.
Yeah,
I've got a musical playlist and I'll just belt them out.
Yeah, I know, it's lovely. I have like a playlist on Spotify called Singing in the Car Songs. So they're the ones I know the words to. I'm not just making the words up as I go along. So I always feel like they're good ones to blast out in a car. So
musicals are great for it as well, aren't they? Because they're telling a story at the same. Do you know my favourite one?
Which one?
It's 5.5 minutes long, but I do all of the parts. Do you know Belle from Beauty and the Beast?
Oh, yes.
Song. I'll sing that from start to finish, and I'll do every single part. And I get to the end of it, and it's similar to that Pilates feeling of I'm exhausted, but I'm so happy with what I've just done with myself. But
satisfied.
My nephew Murphy loves it. Like, so does my sister, actually, Holly. Loves it so much. And there's one time I was dropping them off in the requested Bell, and I was like, okay, acting like I didn't want to do it, and it was all I wanted to do. And I was near their house, and I went round about 4 times just to make it last long enough so that I could finish the song before I dropped it off.
That's excellent. I love that.
There's something beautiful about being in a car and singing.
Yeah.
You're in your own little world, aren't you? And it's just nice. I would like to see your playlist. I want to see what's on there.
I might share it with you.
Yes, please.
Tell you what, you just reminded me that I do actually like doing that with Defying Gravity as well.
Brilliant.
That's a really good one. I like being Glinda and Alphabet.
Yeah, totally. That is a good one. That's on my musical playlist.
You can lose yourself like that, can't you?
Totally,
it's
totally.
Great.
It's wonderful. Do you have a favourite musical?
I like lots of musicals. I went to see Matilda last night, and that was really good.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was amazing.
I love a musical.
The words of the song, the lyrics are great, the setting was great, the choreography was brilliant. I really enjoyed that. But I do like Les Mis as well. It's one of my favourites.
Yeah.
I like a lot of musicals. Yeah.
It's my favourite art form, I think.
Yeah.
Because it's a mix between a play and a concert.
Yeah.
And it's in 2 parts. So you have that first bit and you're like, oh, I really enjoyed that. And then you go and have 20 minutes and a bit of crack, and then you go and get another half. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Me and JB loved it. We did it last year. We did one a month, and we should really be doing it every year because it's nice. It doesn't need to be a big thing. It can just be it could be anything really.
Yeah.
We did Fawlty Towers in Edinburgh last month.
That's good.
And that was canny.
Yeah.
But I love a musical. Musicals as
I
well.
loved seeing Wicked. That was great as well. Like Cabaret, that's a bit darker.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's lots of them. I love going to the theatre.
Yeah, totally. Last question here, and this is where we get serious.
Okay.
It's a dystopian future. All fruits and vegetables are gone, but you have the power to save 5 of them. 5 total across fruits and vegetables. Which 5 are you saving?
Which 5 fruits and vegetables am I saving? Okay, well, it would definitely have to be a blueberry.
Lovely.
I do, I eat blueberries every day. I think they're the best fruit. Just, I like them. So it'd be blueberry. And then I think everything else would be green.
Right.
It would be something like, what would it be? Broccoli. Maybe spinach, avocado, mange too. That's 5.
That's 5. Nice and healthy as well.
I mean, I could name a few more, but yes, nice and healthy.
No, that's a healthy mix. I like that one. Yeah, really, really good.
I do like some other ones, but they would be the ones I would save because they're actually the ones that I eat because they're good for me.
Yeah. They're the good choices.
Yeah, they're the good choices.
Yeah. It's a good mix. So the framework I'm kind of using this is the story transformation, which is what I'm doing on every Tuesday when we've got the Live Well writers. And there's kind of, the way I view it, there's 9 beats to a story.
Right.
So in a nutshell, the hero, which is like the main character in the story, they start off in their normal life, which kind of contextualizes them. They receive a call to adventure and then take steps to accept that call. And by accepting the call, they step into the unknown.
Right.
When they step into the unknown, they face trials. They make friends, but they also make enemies. And they kind of come to terms with what this unknown world is. By going through the trials, they reach an ordeal, which we can think of as the death of the old. But only by going through the ordeal do they claim the road on the other side, which is kind of like the birth of a new. So if you think about in the context of like driving, the claiming of the road would be the passing of the driving test.
Right.
It's like I've learned, I've gone through the trials of learning, I've gone through the ordeals, maybe of failing my test or just hating driving a car, but then I've persisted and I've passed, and now I've got the reward I went on for. But the third part of the journey is about using that to change the world around you. So the first part is the return with the reward. That's how you kind of bring it home with you. The next part is about reintegrating it with the people in your life. And then the final part is about establishing a new order.
Right.
So it's a very useful storytelling technique, both in fiction and non-fiction. And I like to use it here now in terms of the Live Well with Cancer thing. So what was life like before Live Well with Cancer? Just to kind of give it a little bit of context.
So before Live Well with Cancer, I was just mainly doing my dance school and a little bit of counselling in various places until I met Maureen.
And was that through the grief circle?
So, yes, I did. I just started doing the grief circle, and Maureen got in touch with me. And
I hadn't realised she got in touch with you.
Oh, did I get in touch with her actually? No, actually, I might have got in touch. I can't remember who got in touch with who. Maybe it was me getting in touch with her. Anyway, we got in touch.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. And then we got together. I came along to the centre, and it was like something just aligned. It felt like serendipity. It felt like we were meant to get together. And then I brought Grief Circle to Live Well with Cancer. And then Maureen asked me if I would like to be a counsellor and Live Well with Cancer. So I was like, yes, because it just felt so right. So that's how it came about. And
so it was quite smooth then, really, in terms of you just made that connection together. And there was, were you looking for a space for your counselling? Or was that kind of part of it, or was, because I know we were looking for a counsellor, so I know that there was the demand certainly on our side.
Yeah, I think there was a bit from both sides. Like, I was looking for somewhere to sort of be based for my counselling, and I think you had just had that lovely counselling room redone and decorated, and I think Maureen was showing me, this is the space we've got for counselling now, and I think I was like, well, if ever you want to rent it out, I'm here. And then it sort of went from there. Yeah, it just felt like really the right time, the right people to be around, the right place to work, because it means a lot to me to be working for Live Well.
Yeah. Well, it means a lot to us to have you as well. It's obviously you've become an integral part of the charity on all levels, really. And it's lovely having you there. And obviously it's nice, even when you got your private clients, it's nice because it's just part of the hub, as people coming in and it's the Live Well hub ultimately. So people who are coming are generally coming to live better. Yeah. And you're a big part in helping people do that.
Oh,
So
thanks.
what did you face any challenges when you kind of starting off in the hub?
In the hub, it just all went so smoothly. Like everything just went so well that we set up the counselling service, and then um, since then it's just been going from strength to strength.
Yeah.
I love working in the hub with all of you lot. I love being part of your team. The work means a lot to me, but as a counsellor, you can often be quite isolated because you're working in such private conditions on your own. Um, but it's just nice when I come up my counselling room and there's like all of, people there, and the service users are so lovely and you get to know them as well. Um, it's really nice. It's just lovely working alongside you all.
Bet it's
Maureen's
been a bit
great.
of a challenge on a Wednesday, mind. Those crafters.
I
They
love the craft group.
they were
I was
lovely
going in,
groups.
I was like, "Hi, hi, it's lovely
They were a
to
lovely
see
group.
them."
But I can't imagine counselling in the room next door to them is the easiest thing in the world at
Well,
times.
we have a second therapy room now, so that's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
We've moved house on a Wednesday
Yeah.
into the other therapy room, but yeah, I love hearing their like the laughing that comes through into the office when I'm sitting in the office. You can hear them laughing in that craft group, and it's lovely to hear.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. Has there been like a biggest challenge since you've kind of like in your work, I guess, and this goes across grief circle and counselling. Like, what's the kind of biggest challenge you're
My
facing
biggest
in that?
challenge is admin.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Admin is like the worst ever for me. Like, I just find it really boring. And when I
Yeah.
find things boring, I find it really hard to get engaged with it. So I have to be really strict with myself to keep on top of it, because the more it piles up, the less I want to do it. So that
Yeah.
would be my biggest challenge is admin. But I'm doing all right with it. But I've had to get into some really good systems of making myself do it regularly and
Yeah.
things.
That must be a nightmare across everything though. Because
Yeah.
you've got the dance schools, you've got the grief circle, you've
Yeah.
got the counselling. Like,
I
that's a
know,
lot of
admin is
different.
part of all of it, so
Exactly.
yeah. But yeah.
And they are the tasks that you just put. I'm the same. I put the admin stuff to the back of
Yeah.
the queue, and it's like I'll do that. And then you're right. The bigger it gets, the bigger the pile gets,
Yeah,
the less you
yeah.
want to look in.
And I'm sure there's easier ways of doing it, but because, like, I'm not that technologically minded, I can't even, like, make spreadsheets and things.
Yeah.
So I'm just old-fashioned, sort of write everything down on paper. So I'll probably make it a bit hard for myself.
Yeah.
But maybe that's some development for myself for the future. Maybe I can learn better systems to help out with that. But
Yeah.
yeah, admin is definitely my biggest challenge.
No, fair play. How rewarding is your work?
Very rewarding. Like, it's just, it's so rewarding to be able to support people in the way that I do, and to help people to just have somebody there for them to be with them in whatever they're feeling. And that I get to be that person is a real privilege, and sometimes it can be hard, sitting with people and what they're going through. But just to be able to have that opportunity to support them, it's a really rewarding job. And sometimes, you see people finishing on their last session and they're feeling more empowered, or they've got like tools to help themselves, or they've made sense of something, or they've worked through something. And it can be when we get that ending session and we're reflecting, it can be so like lovely just seeing the progress from where they came from to where they are now. But there's lots of different rewarding aspects of the work that I do.
What's the sort of time frame there then when you're working with this? So you say in the end session, is it a case of there's a certain number and then?
Within the charity Live Well, we have like a 6-session model, but Maureen is really good at, if we need some more sessions, then Maureen will be like, okay, that's fine. So we can be very aware of what people need in that. Like if people need a few more, that's okay as well,
Yeah.
because it balances out, because some people need a bit less. But, with my private counselling, it can be any time frame, it can be short term, long term. It's just what people need really to get out of it.
Yeah. Have you had what's like your longest client? Have you had one for like?
I mean, some people come for years,
Yeah.
I mean, there's no right or wrong when it comes to
No.
therapy. It just depends what people need. And
It's a good thing to do as well, isn't it? When you know, because you're investing your time into yourself there by coming to sessions, and I guess it would become part of your life, wouldn't it? Really, and I imagine the break can be quite hard. That ending session that you're talking about is kind of why I was getting at the question, because I was thinking, well, I'd feel a bit sad sometimes. I think both as you and as the client, in terms of, oh, it's coming to an end, and now like I've had a lot of benefit from this, and okay, maybe I don't need it anymore, but I want to come back and I want to talk.
Yeah. And I guess like for some people it takes a long time to feel safe to go to some of the places that they'd like to go to in counselling, and so it's just taking it at their pace and just letting them take the time they need.
Are you person-centered the way you do?
I'm integrative, so I'm person-centered at the core, but I do other things like I work psychodynamically, going back into the past, exploring patterns, and working with the unconscious, bringing it into the conscious. I also do CBT, but I also do creative therapy as well. So like I work with the sand tray.
Right.
And that's an interesting way, or we work with different tools like cards or stones, or working that way. So it's like really listening into how people might want to express themselves in there to get to the places that they need to heal.
So it's kind of like a toolkit you've got, and you've got a range of different things you can tap into, and it's just about understanding your client and finding what works for them. Oh, that's cool. That does sound rewarding. And like when you're working with people, like when I work with people, it's not necessarily with the person so much as with what they're creating. So say if it's a creative writing project, there's very much an end in sight. It's like, okay, well, a 500-word blog. It's okay, well, we can work through that, we can draft it, but it's going to get to a point where it's kind of finished and done, and that kind of thing. But creating behavioural I mean, I guess I do it with a liberal healthy habits, so I'm probably wrong, but working to create that I don't see it. That's the thing with me healthy habits, whereas you would in the room. I'll maybe have a session with someone and set them up with a journal, and then they'll go away, and I won't necessarily hear back until I see them in a period of time, and then maybe they've stopped drinking and they're exercising and they're healthy. But I've not seen any of that. I've just had that kind of initial moment. Whereas having the repeated visits and you feel a bit, oh no, you've like really good for doing this, and kind of things like that. Are you quite do you like give people homework and stuff, or is it not?
I don't really give people homework, but you know, we could talk about things like, you know, like if there was a breathing technique, or if they like journaling, or they can bring that in if they want. You know, it can be up to people what they want to do in the sessions and what they want to do in between, if you know what I mean. Because in the sessions, it's like it's like things percolating up, and then in between the sessions, that's when the process will continue. So it's how people want to support themselves in that, really.
And well-being is a responsibility rather than a right. So people do need to do the work in their own time, and you can only do so much, I guess. It's just about facilitating the space and empowering where you can.
Yeah, because people will. It's the client who does all the work, and I'm like the guide in a way, because they will find their own answers. And that's part of them being empowered, is to find their own answers, and I will just sort of hold them in that safely and help them, guide them here and there.
Lovely. What does being part of the liver oil cancer community mean to you?
Oh, I love it. It means so much, you know, because because I've got lived experience of having cancer, because I had breast cancer when I was, when was it, 2018?
Right.
And all's okay now. But to be able to use that lived experience and channel it into my work is really important to me, to give back to the community. I just love being part of that. The whole thing that you have is just a brilliant sort of community, or the different activities you do, and that I'm part of that is just really special. So I enjoy that.
And that lived experience is so important, because we're a charity founded by people affected by cancer, for people affected by cancer, and it's amazing how many. Well, pretty much all of the facilitators are on one level or another. So that having that lived experience and the shared experience, it almost becomes unspoken at times. Like I know certainly during like the crafting and the art, a lot that, or even the writing groups. We're not even necessarily talking about cancer at any point, but there's an unspoken shared connection there, whether that's you personally or someone you love, or I mean, just being part of the charity, you're affected because unfortunately we do lose people along the way, and it's just part of the work. But it's why we do what we do at the same time. It's what's important, and that's where the grief comes in. And it's a really valuable thing to offer to people. And we're really glad that you came to the centre to offer that to people, because it's that kind of. I don't know whether a lot of the focus necessarily goes. I think a lot of focus does go to the patient, because of course it does, because that's one. But we know it affects so many people around that, and the knock-on effect, whether that's kids, even parents, friends, families, and everyone like that. We're all affected in our own way by these things.
Definitely.
And having that community that we can come together and have a laugh and have some fun, and that's what the Catwalk Cabaret will be. It's a case of let's have a good night and we'll all enjoy ourselves. And yes, there's sadness to it, but there's also joy, and that is just the dance we're dancing. Unfortunately, that you don't get one without the other.
I think that's what I love about the community as well. There is like a lot of things that are difficult for everybody, but there's a lot of joy, happiness, laughter, and that's lovely to be around as well.
Yeah, and I think that does shock people sometimes when they come into the centre, because I think there's a preconceived notion of what a cancer charity is. But then if you were there watching a crafting group, you wouldn't have any idea it was a cancer charity. You would just think it was just people getting together and having a good time, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And it's there and it's in the room, and then people can have them sad moments of because I've got something to share and I'm feeling it. And that's where, and then the mood will change and people will share it together, and it's kind of a burden shared.
And often people will have little conversations within the groups, that really help them with things that they are worried about, but it's, they're also focusing on something else, and that's helpful to a lot of people.
I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of talking, not looking at each other. Walking and talking is such a beautiful thing, because it kind of takes the pressure off. That eye contact in a conversation can get really heavy and intense. Whereas when you're walking side by side with someone, that's when something can come up and maybe say, oh, I've said it, but I haven't seen the reaction, and I can say it and feel safe. And then you can talk about it.
I know that Maureen's really keen to bring that in, actually. I know that she's keen to bring some walking and talking.
Not until April, at least.
And I'm quite happy to do that when the sun comes out.
Yes, exactly. Not until April at the very least. It's freezing at the minute. Once we get longer days and sunnier days.
Yeah.
I think we've got some passes for Gosforth Nature Reserve as part of one of the bits of funding. I think that's a beautiful thing. So we'll go and walk and enjoy nature, and then if you talk about it, you talk about it. If you don't talk about it, you don't. It's not a problem. It's about the space for it.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you have a highlight from your time at Live Well Cancer?
I mean, the fashion show really was great. I was really out of my comfort zone, because I was thinking, I don't know why I've agreed to do this, but the actual night was amazing. Like, it felt brilliant to be on the catwalk and all together, just having loads of fun. Everybody was nervous, but everyone went out of their comfort zone together, and everyone was buzzing when they came off the catwalk. I don't know about you, but it was a good experience, wasn't it?
It was a wonderful experience. I was drenched in sweat at the time because it was the hottest day of the year, and I was wearing a suit and a cowboy hat, and it wasn't necessarily the best outfit. But the feeling in the room. One thing that I love, and I don't even know if I've even spoken to you about this, but there's a picture of me and you, and I'm dressed as a Geordie cowboy, and I'm twirling you, and I've got a rose in my hand, and I love that photo. That just captures the night for me. But there's that one, and then there's another one of me wearing me Isak top, and you can see my nephew watching, and he's got a proper smile on his face, and it's just really capturing a moment in time where it's like, and it was fun, wasn't it?
It was so much fun, and there was something about at the end of doing that. It was like we'd all achieved that, we'd all done that together, and it was great. Yeah.
Are you doing Catwalk Cabaret? You are.
I am,
yes.
I am doing it.
Are you looking forward to it?
I am. I think it'll be really good. It's going to be different this time, because we're having a bit more like dance routines and things in it, aren't we? So, yeah.
I think it's nice this time, because first time around, I think there was a lot of unknown, and that was where the bond came. It was like none of us really knew what we were doing, and that was okay, because none of us knew what we were doing together. Whereas this time, with the ability to kind of reflect and look forward at the same time, it's like, oh well, actually there's things I would have changed, there's things I would do differently next time, and we get the ability to implement that and create something different this time.
And there's lots of things about musicals, Ben, which we'll both enjoy.
Well, exactly. It's going to be a wonderful day. the Geordie cowboy will return.
Yeah.
And as is only right, with some new touches to the outfit just to make it perfect. No, I'm looking forward to it. What song are you coming down to as it stands?
I am in the group that's coming down to All That Jazz, I think. And I'm not 100% sure the other one. I can't remember whether it's Hairspray, which I think it might be, or if it's One Night Only.
Right. Yeah.
So kind of one is going to be quite showgirly, I think. The One Night Only and Hairspray is going to be really fun, like vibe. Yeah. So
I'm really pushing for next year to do the event in the Whitley Bay Playhouse because I would love to do it on stage. And one thing I really want to do, there's two things I want to do actually. One thing is singing Belle by myself, but with puppets made by the crafters. I've already requested a reversible Belle from Gillian. It's like a foot tall, and it goes from her wearing a blue dress to a queen dress.
Got to make this happen, I think.
I would love to do it. Do you know what? It would be entirely for my own personal amusement. Going around stage singing with puppets. I'm probably living in dreamland. And I would also like to do a Geordie striptease where I would wear all of my tune gear.
Right.
Topped with a bathrobe, and then basically Welcome to Burlesque would be playing, and I would just be slowly undressed and taking off my top. No, I don't know.
I do think people would pay for a ticket to see that, man.
I think so. I would want to. I'd be jealous of them. I'd want to be in the audience. I wouldn't go all the way, obviously, but I'd go down to my bottom two and top, and then rely on that.
Yeah, I mean, you could sing Belle in this one because it's musicals.
This one's more of a catwalk cabaret, so I don't feel like it's a singing. But you know what? I feel like I need the Playhouse.
You need the big stage.
Exactly, because that was our launch night. Was up there, and it wasn't burlesque. Was it burlesque? It was burlesque. They did a burlesque performance at the Playhouse, and that was lovely, and it was cool. But I was in the audience, and like I say, the stage calls to us. And I'm gonna. There's no mid stop. Instead of going, what you were saying earlier in terms of work your way up to it, I think I want to go all in on Belle. Where I sing all parts, holding puppets in my hands.
Okay, well, just put that out to the universe. It's going to happen.
It's on film now, so we can start promoting it. I'll share it with you.
Going to manifest that.
Well, I've just shared some of my hopes for the future, which are quite silly. Do you have any hopes for the future for the charity? And
I do, actually. There was one thing that I was talking to Maureen about, and I would love to, because I love doing Reiki, as you know. And I know that some of the service users have really, really enjoyed the Reiki sessions. And so I would love to learn how to attune people to Reiki, which is the next step of where I'm at with my Reiki, because I've worked through the levels. And then I would love to start a little Reiki community within the charity where I can attune people, service users, to be able to do Reiki on themselves. So they have that as their own little self-healing tool. And then regularly, maybe once a month, we all meet up, we do a little meditation, we have a little healing circle, and then we do Reiki on each other. And it's just I just feel like that would be a nice thing.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And you're really ticking off all three core values there. We care, we empower, and we are a community. It's all together in one. And that's a wonderful thing to kind of share.
It'd be great.
Yeah. How many kind of service users have you had to for Reiki?
Maybe about 6 or 7 so far, because it's quite a new thing, because we just really got
of course it
got the funding for it.
And it's a giveaway how powerful it is when people do come back, because it's easy to offer people something, especially something that some people might never have even heard of before, and it's like, I'll give it a go. And giving it a go is one thing, but actually coming back and doing it again and again and again, and it becomes something. I imagine the ability to pass on that knowledge of how to do it yourself is really empowering.
It would be great, because I feel like, just imagine having that as a tool for yourself, if you're feeling anxious or worried, or you just want to relax and chill, or it can bring so much healing on so many levels. And I just think it would be really nice to have that community, and then it would just be really fun to meet up, and then one person could be on the Reiki table with 5 people giving them Reiki at once. Wow. It was just I'd love that.
How does that work with multiple people giving you Reiki? Do you get overloaded? Or how does that work?
No, it just is a nice experience.
Oh, really?
You just get more of it.
Yeah. I never even considered that. That sounds really
Reiki
cool.
Share would be great.
Yeah.
But that's a sort of thing for the future that I've just started talking to Maureen about. So
it sounds great.
I think it would be a really lovely thing to bring into the charity.
Yeah. Well, and it doesn't even need to be entirely charity related because, as we know, anyone can be affected by cancer anyway. So if it's a community thing and the interests there, what a wonderful thing to share in a group and like pulling people together and creating that spirit. That does sound great. So what would that be about? Would it be a case of getting a grant just to fund the sessions?
I think we'd have to get a bit of funding for it, but I just need to complete my teacher training for that, and then we'd be good to go.
Yeah. No, that's great. We'll keep an eye out for some funding bits because that sounds like a brilliant thing.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Yeah, no, really nice. Last question. It's a hard one, this one, so don't worry if you haven't got an answer. What's one question I should have asked you today that I didn't?
I don't know.
No worries. I think
freeze.
No, it's not. Do you know what? I've asked a load of questions across all parts of life, all parts of the charity, and different things like that. It's a lot of brain power, and for me to throw that at the end is really unfair. I've only actually had one person so far who's had an answer. Everyone else has been like, no, that's plenty. I think they've had enough time in the chair, to be honest. But I'll ask it anyway, nonetheless. Thank you, Hayward. As always, a pleasure to be in the Stuff Production studio. It's always fun to be here. And thank you, Nicola. It really has been great. And I know I twisted your arm and I manipulated you into it, but here we are, and now we've got this result. It's been fantastic to share the screen with you. So thank you so much.
Thank you.